this is my third and final night here in Costa Rica. All the video that you saw right now was everything that I could salvage from my cell phone. My GoPro, my main source for recording footage, I don't have it anymore because I dropped it in a waterfall. But I still have 6 more hours in San Jose tomorrow. I'm gonna try to make the most out of it, try to make a good video of what I can in San Jose. It's 6 a.m. I'm trying to start out the morning with some dark Costa Rican coffee. Coffee has been historically the biggest Costa Rican export, although I think it's number 3 at the moment right now. So I'm starting with Parque de Awana, which is Costa Rica's largest urban park. A few years ago, Costa Rica was ranked the greenest country on earth for being the most environmentally friendly. And I'd say it's fair to say that they're definitely trying to preserve as much of the greenery as they can, even in the city. So it seems like Costa Rica is a very developed country. It's actually ranked higher than any other Latin American country on the Human Development Index. In fact, Costa Rica is also the most peaceful country in Central America. It abolished its army in the late 40s and is one of the only few sovereign states that doesn't have an army. Costa Rica is also one of the more stable countries in the region. It's enjoyed almost 70 straight years of continuous democracy without interference, which is a bit of an anomaly considering the neighboring countries around here. So apparently I was standing on some place that I was not supposed to be on, so the cops just told me to get off. Anyways, this is Plaza de la Cultura, which sounds a lot like Plaza de las Tres Culturas if you remember from my video in Mexico City. But this one's a bit different. I'm guessing this is basically a cultural center in San Jose. I see a lot of people just chilling here with their friends. They're having a quick bite. One thing I noticed that like pretty much any other developed city, San Jose does not have a lack of McDonald's or KFCs or Taco Bells. There's a McDonald's right there, a Taco Bell right there. I'm sure I can go a block and find a KFC. One of my favorite things to do is when I go to a new country is to check out the menu in the McDonald's, because it's crazy how much that can vary from place to place. Over here they had something called I think a nachos burger, where they literally put the chips and the nachos cheese in the middle of a chicken burger. So I tried that out last night. It was pretty interesting, I have to say.
The woman who has come in, she is shaking her umbrella. And I look the other way as they go sing their hellos. And I'm pretending not to see them, and instead I pour the milk.
Now I'm gonna try to find myself some good old Costa Rican breakfast. Found a place that at least looks like it has some really good food called La Hacienda. My experience with Costa Rican native food has been interesting so far. The first thing that I got my first night was casada. You have the option of combining rice with beans, with fried chicken, with macaroni and cheese. And I'm not sure how I felt about that. The next morning I got a taco, because you can't go wrong with a taco. But in this case, they gave me this thing that looks more like a taquita, but they just called it a taco. I'm not sure how I felt about that either. Gracias. So I got something called pollo a la plancha with a drink called Miranda. Doesn't look like soda to me. This should be fun. Now this food is absolutely delicious. Chicken is amazing. Goes really well with the rice and beans and the rest of it. If you happen to know what this drink is, I think it's called Miranda, but if you know more about it, feel free to let me know in the comments or just send me a message because I love this. So my next stop for today is the Pre-Columbian Gold Museum. The person who came up with the name Costa Rica was this Portuguese explorer that you might have heard of, whose name is Christopher Columbus. So Columbus was on his third and final voyage to the Americas, I believe in the year 1504, when he came across the eastern coast of Costa Rica. Over there, he apparently met natives who possessed a lot of gold. He decided to call this place Costa Rica, which is the literal translation of the rich coast. Pre-Columbian Costa Rica was a very, very sparsely populated area. Now, because it's so sparsely populated, that explains why, unlike other Latin American countries like Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, or even Peru in South America, there are so few, if any, remains from the civilization of the pre-Columbian era. Entering the Pre-Columbian Gold Museum, Alright everyone, thank you for watching the video. So this video didn't exactly go as planned. Initially I wanted to do a first-person point of view adventure video with cinematic footage of me doing all the things that I ended up doing, like climbing up a volcano, swimming in the crater, jumping out waterfalls, going horseback riding. So it was not supposed to be a lot of my face in that video, just the experience. But I lost my camera, so that went down the drain, or down the waterfall to be more accurate. For the last day I had to improvise and I decided to do a vlog, because I think that's more interesting and that's more fun when you're visiting a city. So that's why you ended up seeing a lot more of this in the video. A few tips for visiting Costa Rica. If you come here, you're probably going to go to Awana volcano, arguably the biggest attraction here, and you're probably going to stay in La Fortuna. And if you do, I strongly recommend the Awana Hostel Resort. It's only $15 a night and probably the best hostel I've ever been to. It's got its own pool party, it's got its own heated jacuzzi by the bar with a heated waterfall on the side and hammocks all over the place. So it's unbelievably good. If you don't like noise though, this might not be for you. It's definitely for people who are fond of some nightlife. Another big thing is check the seasons before you're going. Because Costa Rica has a dry season and a rainy season. And during the rainy season, it can rain a lot. And it can be very difficult to do a lot of the hikes that are otherwise not as hard. And it might be impossible to do some of the hikes. You just can't do it when it's raining too hard. That being said, the weather forecast is not always 100% accurate over here. Coming in, I saw that it was supposed to thunderstorm all day, every day, and that had me a little stressed, but I didn't even see a thunderstorm in all 3 days that I was here. It only rained at night, which was not that big of an issue when I was here. Don't lose your video camera. Don't try jumping off a waterfall if you've never done it in your life with the selfie stick in your hand, because it's almost instinctive to let go whatever you're holding and swim up once you hit the water. If you're in the city, do use Uber instead of taxis because it's a lot cheaper. If you don't have data, that should not be an issue because a lot of the places have free Wi-Fi. And San Jose is a very safe city, and the country is generally a very safe place. On a final note, any feedback over the video and any constructive criticism is highly appreciated. So if you think there's something I could do better, please let me know. I learned a lot from the feedback that I got in the Mexico City video. I got a GoPro, which I lost. I tried to get a gimbal, which is more expensive than the GoPro, to get the cinematic effect, but unfortunately you're not seeing any of that in this video. Thankfully I didn't lose that one. I also got an external mic to get the sound better, but unfortunately I broke that during this trip, so sorry about the distant or muffled audio that you're hearing. So in terms of not losing my technology, this trip has not necessarily been the best one for me, but in terms of everything else, it's just been freaking amazing. Costa Rica is so beautiful. It's unbelievable. I'm definitely going to come back here again to visit the East Coast and the West Coast that I haven't even seen yet, and even just to go back to Awana and do the things that I didn't get to do this time. So thank you again for watching the video. If you like this video, do hit the like button so I know that you liked it. If you want to follow more of my videos or stories, feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or anything else you want to know about the trip, just leave a comment or send me a private message. Once again, thanks for watching.